After a winning Sunday, it's time for Monday Night Football. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and what a crazy Sunday it was, and we had a profitable one, that's for sure. It was so close to being extremely profitable. But either way, we hit our plus 633 ladder parlay, first one of the year. Gotta love that. We'll go over the entire recap as we always do in just a little bit. But quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video for the Monday slate will be out after this one, so be sure to check it out. But before we get into all that, I got to tell you about the new FanDuel promo. It is great for new customers only. You bet $5 and you get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. So just go use the link below, first of all, if you want to sign up. That'll get you the promo, and then deposit your money, bet $5, and honestly, just bet it on some huge favorite, and you get $150 in bonus bets if you win. It's a great deal right now. Not going to last forever, but again, the link is below if you want to get that promo. But of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's get into it. And we got to start the Monday Blues off with a little dad joke. So here we go. This weekend, I decided to take my family to the world's tiniest turbine exhibit. Honestly, not a big fan. In this video, we are going to recap Week 10, and then we're going to preview, and I got two best bets for the Eagles at Packers. We got a great Monday Night Football game for you, and of course, we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community we have here. I am ready to get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. We took home a few units this weekend. Let's start with the game bet. So Ravens minus 3.5. They dominated the second half. I mean, it was pretty tight in the first half, but got a key turnover on a special teams play, but really just dominated. They're back, that's for sure. So we're going to hopefully ride them to the end of the season. But Buccaneers money line, they were 25 yards away, down 21-16, going in for the win with 2 minutes left. Third down and fourth down, they couldn't get 5 yards, and that was the game. I mean, they actually had a Travion Henderson. They could have got a stop there, but he had a long run, so it made it look worse, and then Buck scored. But either way, they had a chance at the end of the game. 20 yards to go, just didn't get it done. A good win by the Patriots. Jags team total under 19.5. Guys, you're going to look at the scoreboard and go, that was ridiculous. They had 20 points with 86 total yards at halftime. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Maybe they had more yards at halftime, but by the time they hit 20, they had 86 total yards. Turnovers, and this is why I made it a half unit. In case Davis Mills or the Texans made some silly mistakes and turnovers, and that's what they did, led to easy points. Again, we take a loss on a half unit, but player props carried us. It should have been 6-1. Oh man, frustrating. But Drake May over half interception. Now we may have lost the Bucks money line, but we did go 2-0 on props in that game. But May threw a pick in the fourth quarter. That was huge. Thought the Bucks were going to take that and win the game as well. But Breece Hall under 64.5 rushing yards. He didn't do a lot except for one 30-yard run at the end of the game that went over and a 22-yarder that was like in the first quarter. Two long runs. Again, when you take it under rushing yards, probably why a lot of people don't bet under rushing yards, because it takes one, maybe two long runs and you lose. So this is the killer, though. I almost went the whole weekend without any heartbreak. But St. Brown, 60-plus receiving yards. Waddle, 50-plus. Waddle was never a doubt. That was easy peasy. St. Brown had like 30-something in the first quarter or something. It was just crazy. And then it became Jameson Williams and blowout city. The team almost put up 50. And Amon-Ra St. Brown ended with 58 receiving yards. Just brutal. Didn't really do much in the fourth quarter because he didn't need to. They were up by 1 million. But Dalton Schultz over 37.5. Boy, did this guy come through. 1 unit winner in the fourth quarter. They came all the way back to win the game over the Jags. And, man, he came through in the fourth quarter, and we'll get to him in just a little bit again, as well as Jackson Dart over 36.5 rush yards. That was never a doubt. That was an easy winner. Rashad White, this was one of the leans. And, by the way, if you bet on any of the leans I gave out, we also hit all three of those. So if you count the leans and the best bets, 8-2 in that player prop video last weekend. Love to see that. I ended up adding this under Saturday night. Obviously gave it on the website, X, Discord, everywhere. But that was a nice winner, too. He actually got a little close at the end, but still finished under 40 yards. This line actually went up, which was weird to me. It was like 42.5 at one point, and then it went up to 45.5. So, and then the ladder parlay, plus 633, we will gladly take it. Schultz, 50-plus receiving yards, gets it done in the fourth, and Dart, 50-plus rush yards. I think he got it done like third quarter sometime. So we're going to hopefully do another one of those and get a nice winner there, but I wish I put a full unit on that. That would have been sweet. But anytime touchdowns, my mistake here was that I had two Buffalo Bills players. That's really what it was. Jonathan Taylor and Cook touchdown. Obviously, Cook didn't get a touchdown. Well, he could have. A receiver almost went out of bounds at the 1-yard line, but Keon Coleman punched it in, and Dalton Kincaid didn't score. The entire Bills offense was atrocious. They got just demolished by the Miami Dolphins. Made no sense, but either way, I should never have two players from the same team. Kyron Williams touchdown gets it done. Scores the first touchdown for the game. That was easy winner there. So 1 and 2 on those ones. Lost just a little bit, only a quarter unit each on those. But that's what we got for the full Week 10 recap. Now let's check out the overall record on the season like we like to do every Sunday night. Sides totals, there it is, down about 2 units. And then player props up 3.86. Anytime touchdowns that you see there. And then ladder parlays. How about 1-0, 1.58 units? We will gladly take it. So that's what we got for the season overall record, up just a little under 4 units for the season. Let's take this hopefully start a little hot streak here in the midpoint of the NFL season. But that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk Eagles and Packers. All right, we head out to Lambeau Field where the Packers host the Philadelphia Eagles. Packers minus 1.5. Total in this one is 45.5. Quick preview. Eagles coming in off a bye. Before that, they had won 2 in a row. Packers coming in off a terrible loss at home against the Carolina Panthers. Injury report here. Eagles center Cam Jurgens is out. New cornerback Jair Alexander will not play. Other than that, nothing too notable. Packers, Tucker Kraft, as you guys know, out for the season, torn ACL. Matthew Golden, their rookie wide receiver, questionable. Wide receiver Dontavian Wicks, questionable. And cornerback Nate Hobbs is out. Some trends on this game. As you guys know, I like to give out some trends. Teams, after losing as a favorite of 7+ points, are 81, 57, and 3 against the spread since 2015. So, including 22 and 13 against the spread over the last 3 seasons. So, obviously, as you guys know, the Packers were huge favorites and they lost last week. But Jalen Hurts, 10 and 8 against the spread in his career as an underdog. Jordan Love is 8, 5 and 1 against the spread in 14 night games. Eagles also on extra long rest. Not only do they have a bye week, they're not playing till Monday night. Teams on 15+ days of rest. Nothing too crazy. 34, 29 and 1 against the spread. But those teams are 24 and 13 against the spread when they are underdogs, which is what Philly is. Barely, but they are. Packers 3-0 against the spread as a favorite of 3 or less this season. That's what I got for the trends. The injury report. It is time. I got 2 best bets for this game. This first one, it's probably my favorite one. Jordan Love under 233.5 passing yards, minus 111 on DraftKings. Now, first, before we get anything, I want to mention the weather here. It's supposed to be in the 30s at kickoff and down in the 20s by the 3rd and 4th quarter. So, typical November game in Lambeau, it's freezing. So, on this one, I want to hop into Outlier now and kind of go over everything and let you guys know, also show you guys some different things on what Outlier has to offer. But first, we're going to start in 2025 right now. Jordan Love, we're in the under 233.5 passing yards. It doesn't look great. He's only under in 3 of 8 games. So, if you're someone, who has to have a great hit rate to make a bet, this isn't it. Now, even though he's under in 3 of 8 games, there is a big but on this one. If we put our mouse over the ones he went over, the red ones, you'll see Commanders 29th in pass yards allowed. You go to the next one, you get the Dallas Cowboys 30th in pass yards allowed. You go to the next one, Bengals 31st in pass yards allowed. And then the next one, Steelers 32nd. You noticing a trend? The absolute worst 4. And then the last week one was the Panthers 14th in pass yards allowed. They just didn't get it done, even though they're just average. So 4 of the 5 overs there were against the 4 worst pass defenses in the NFL. I mean, it was the easiest competition ever in those games. The other under was last week. Their offense was terrible. They were playing behind, trying to pass the ball a lot. They couldn't get the run game going and all that. But his 3 unders, those 3 green bars you see there, under by quite a bit versus the 12th, and then it was the 2nd and the 20th defenses. Those were the 3 ones that he went under. So again, when he's facing decent competition, he struggles and he goes under. And as you can see, he went under by quite a bit in those. It wasn't even close to 200 yards. So now let's scroll down a little farther and talk about some things and look at some target share. So as you can see, those are the leaders in target share for the Packers. Tucker Kraft is right up there. 18.8% target share. Oh, by the way, he is out for the year. He also has around 25% of the Packers receiving yards, by the way. Matthew Golden, 3rd in target share at 12.4, questionable to play. Wicks, 5th with an 8.5% target share, questionable to play. I know Christian Watson is back now playing, but again, he's only had a couple games back. He's still playing limited snaps and all that. So again, he's losing a lot of targets. Tucker Kraft is his go-to guy, that's for sure. But what I also love about Outliers, on the bottom now, you can see, and this is on all sports and everything, you can see what recent quarterbacks have done versus Philly. 4 of the last 7 quarterbacks have gone under this line. The overs were really teams playing catch-up. The Bucs fell way behind. The Vikings, if you remember, The Eagles just put a beat down on them, and the Vikings had to come back, and they were just chucking it all over the field. I see this being more of a close, neutral script, and if you go by the spread, that's what they expect too, as a 1.5 point. So as for the matchup over there on the right side, you can see real quick, Eagles are ranked 17th versus or in pass yards allowed, but they are healthier and coming off a bye. And speaking of that, healthier, the Eagles' pass rush is what I expect to continue to improve throughout this year. They just added Jalen Phillips, a really good pickup from Miami. Nolan Smith, you guys remember him? He is back and off the IR. He had 10.5 sacks in the last 15 games last year. I mean, that's a huge piece. Brandon Graham making his debut again. You remember him, the veteran that once retired. Fully healthy on the D-line right now. I expect them to get some pressure on Love and really to just have a better second half of the year in general. And Love versus pressure, how about under a 38% completion percentage when pressured? It's not pretty. He also checks it down quite a bit. He averages only just a little under 5 yards per attempt when pressured. It's just not pretty for him. So overall, we got a really cold weather game here versus a healthy defense that I think is going to get after him a little bit. Now missing his top weapon in Kraft, maybe no Gordon as well. Musgrave's not terrible as the backup tight end, but I see this more of a running, lower scoring, competitive type game here. I don't think Jordan Love's going to need to chuck it all over the field. And not to mention, Jordan Love is pretty inaccurate at times, as you guys know. So give me Jordan Love under 233.5 pass yards. That is my first best bet in this game. Now, the second one, it's a little different. It's a first half team total. How about the Packers first half team total under 11.5, minus 111 on FanDuel for a half unit here. Now, if you guys don't know, Packers are a slow starting team this year. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, how about under this line in 4 straight games now, scoring 10, 6, 7, and 6. Not good at all. They turn it up a bit more in the second half. Now, in the game they scored 10 in the first half, they ended up scoring 17 more in the second half. In the game they scored 6 versus Arizona in the first half, how about 21 points in the second half? And then when they scored 7 versus Pittsburgh in the first half, how about 28 in the second half? You guys remember that was the primetime game. And then last week they scored 6 in the first half and 10 in the second half. So if you just look at the last 4 games, 29 total points in the first half, 76 total points in the second half. They're good at making halftime adjustments, but they just come out conservative and really just don't do much offensively. Yet on top, we're looking at 25 to 35 degree temperatures, no Kraft, no Gordon, maybe no Wicks. I said Gordon, no Golden, no Wicks. I don't see them coming out absolutely firing or anything all of a sudden. Eagles defense in the first half, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, 4 of the last 5 teams have been held under this number against the Eagles in the first half as well. So on top of that, finally, the cherry on top, Eagles, third best red zone defense in the NFL, allowing a touchdown on just 46.15% of opponents' red zone drive. So I like this one. Give me the Packers first half team total under 11.5. That is my second best bet. That's what I got. My 2 best bets for this game. I didn't want to make both of them 1-unit plays or anything. Primetime games have just been all over the place this year. So hopefully we get a nice competitive game here. But that's what I got. Before we get out of here, let's check out that recap. All right, there it is. My 2 best bets from Monday Night Football. Jordan Love under 233.5 passing yards for a half unit, minus 111 on DraftKings. And the Packers first half team total under 11.5, minus 111 on FanDuel for that one for a half unit. Thank you guys for watching. As always, really appreciate the support. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And also go check out that NBA video coming out after this one for the Monday slate. But hope you guys have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.